But the very first thing I want to do, which I didn't do after we did the Vaselining, is put this little blue piece in the part that we're going to use. And all I do is put it in and just scrape off any excess material that might have been on there. That's all I'm doing. So that's already on there. And then before we started, we'll all put a little bit of separator on there. And I'm going to use the half former first. And I'm going to put it in there first. You put separator on there because if you do a remount or whatever on the thing, you want to be able to retrieve your model without it having all stuck in stone. So I'm going to start out. Is anything up yet?
No, they're coming from 12 and 5.
Oh, so it's not a company thing? So I try to get it in the back first. I want to, and I don't want to fill this. Actually, I got too much in there. I only want it about maybe somewhere between 2/3 and 3/4 full. I'm going to have an awful lot left over now too. But I want to get it back to the sprue former first. You can see I have plenty of time to work with this, so you don't have to feel rushed at all. Then I'm going to take it and kind of start seating it. As I said, I want it to be just about 10 millimeters from the front, right up in here. And I'm measuring 10 millimeters from the wax part, right up there to about where my ledge is. And then, I want to make sure that this stays all the way down, because this is very, very important, making that sprue. And then when I'm trying to get it off, what I want the stone to do is be level with the land area. I don't want to fill in any of that white land area. That's what I'm talking about out here. Because you see a lot of people that they bury that down inside there, your denture down in there. And that's whether it's press packing or injection or anything. Because what happens is, and especially if you're doing denture tinting, if you have your stone come way up here, you're not going to be able to get access to it, first of all, to do denture tinting. And the other thing is, that's where the flash point's going to be. All the acrylic flash. So now you've got to go back, no matter how perfect you did your wax up, now you've got to go back and redo it, with the burr. So this way, like you'll see tomorrow, if we get these down to where you can see that land area all the way around, there's just going to be a little tiny bit of flash that you're going to have to go around the peripheral roll, and that's it, to actually do your finish. And they'll come out so nice. When you do it, decide while you're here right now, whether you want to do your top half. We're not going to do the top half yet. We're going to do it after we get all these obviously invested. But decide whether you want to use dye stone, putty, or that flexi stone. And like I said, the two I want to push the most are the dye stone and the putty, because they're probably going to be the ones that you're going to be able to use. Almost every dental lab or whatever has putty, right? Some type of putty, even if it's not Siltec, so that'll work. But not everybody's going to have the ability to go out and spend $10 a case to do that flexi stone. So, I mean, if somebody wants to try it, we'll let somebody try it. Maybe I'll even do it on my, no, I like showing the putty better. And I'd rather spend the time doing that part, right? As you can see, this is, I still have plenty of time to do that. I'm spending a lot of time making sure that this is level across there. I want it completely flush. Somebody always usually asks during this, and can I use sandpaper afterwards? Not really. You want to try to get this smooth without using sandpaper, because if you start using sandpaper over these white parts here, you're going to start getting them down, and then acrylic's going to eventually come off. But not only that, but now your sprue former is not going to be very, very accurate. So, as I said, try to keep it so that the land area is free. Ultimately, we just want this stone to be straight across from the metal parts here and the white part in the back. They made this flask so that there's no upper and no lower. I wish they would have made an upper and a lower, because this thing gets in the way. This little lip here is right in your way where you want to, and it's not so bad on an upper, but you get your lower where you've got to build up your retromolar pad areas and stuff. It's right in the way, right where the last place you want it is right there, and that's where it is. So I wish they would have made one side for the upper and one side for the lower. That was one of the nice things about the flasks for the Ivoclar, it did do that. Yeah, if while you're waiting you want to do that, go ahead and take your case out, paint it with separator. Just take a brush and the separator and just paint all the kind of the white areas of it with the brush.